Good morning, good afternoon. Today we're going to look at a story called The Undefeated. It's written by Kwame Alexander and illustrated by Kadir Nelson. This book won the Caldecott Medal for its illustration and was an honor for the Newbery Award. And this year it's up for the Monarch Award and the Blue Stem Award. This book that I was able to bring online, the cloud reader was unable to see some of the T's. So as you see this on the screen, you're going to notice that there are some T's missing. But please, 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 just listen and pay attention to those pictures as we go by it. The Undefeated. The Undefeated by Kwame Alexander, illustrated by Kadir Nelson. This is for the unforgettable. The swift and sweet ones who hurdled history and opened a world of possible. The ones who survived America by any means necessary. And the ones who didn't. This is for the undeniable, the ones who scored with chains on one hand and faith in the other. This is for the unflappable, the sophisticated ones who box adversity and tackle vision. Who shine their light for the world to see and don't stop till the break of dawn. This is for the unafraid, the audacious ones who carried the red, white, and weary blues on the battlefield to save an imperfect union. The righteous marching ones who sang, "We shall not be moved because Black lives matter." This is for the unspeakable. This is for the unspeakable. This is for the unspeakable. This is for the unlimited, the unstoppable ones, the dreamers and doers who swim across the big sea of our imagination and show us the majestic shores of the promised land. The Wilma Rudolphs, the Muhammad Alis, the Athea Gibsons, the Jesse Owens, the Jordans and the LeBrons, the Serenas and the Cheryls, the Reese Whitleys, and the undiscovered. This is for the unbelievable, the wee real cool ones. This is for the unbending, the black as the night is beautiful ones. This is for the underdogs and the uncertain, the unspoken, but no longer untitled. This is for the undefeated. This is for you and you. This is for us. Now we're going to re-watch this book, listening to Kadir Nelson and his explanation of his illustrations. Find that.
The artist Kadir Nelson explores what it's like to be Black in America, today and throughout history. He's created postage stamps, magazine covers, paintings that hang in museums, and illustrations for books, including a new children's book called The Undefeated. The text is by poet Kwame Alexander.
This is for the unforgettable, the swift and sweet ones who hurdled history and opened a world of possible. The ones who survived America by any means necessary, and the ones who didn't.
That was Alexander, and we are joined now by the illustrator Kadir Nelson. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
When you first read the entire poem, what sprung to mind for you?
I thought it was very powerful. I thought it was poignant. A beautiful poem that spoke to excellence and perseverance and triumph amidst adversity. It was an ode to the sung and unsung heroes in history.
So first you have this line about the swift and sweet ones who hurdled history, who opened a world of possible. And you took that word hurdled very literally in your illustration.
Right. Well, I think the visual mantra that I used for this book was all of the figures emerging from the shadows. So you'll see It begins with Jesse Owens literally jumping out of the darkness into the light.
Yeah, the lower half of his body is in dark shadow, and the upper half of his body looks like the sun is shining on it while his muscled body gleams.
So by the time we get toward the middle and end of the book, those shadows have disappeared, and the brilliance and excellence of the subjects have completely emerged into the bright light.
And then the next page, we have the line, "The ones who survived America by any means necessary." So this is a family of 5, formally dressed in old-fashioned clothing, staring straight out of the page at the reader. How did you decide what to put on this page?
I just really think about people in my family, people that I know, who are, the unsung heroes, the people throughout history who we don't necessarily know, who we may never know, but all their contributions to the story of America are just as important.
So the page after "The ones who survived America by any means necessary" is a page that has a line, "and the ones who didn't." The ones who didn't survive. This is a blank page. It's the only page in the book with no image at all. Tell us about the decision you made here.
For me, it was a very logical choice. It's a moment of silence. It's a moment of pause to provoke thought about all of those who didn't make it. Part of this, the inspiration for the poem was, one, the election of President Barack Obama, and also carries through to the Black Lives Matter movement, and all of those voices who have been silenced, all those voices who we have not known, have not seen, have not heard. This is a spread that is really speaking to them.
The images in this book all have a similar style, except for one page. There is a line, "This is for the unspeakable," that repeats 3 times. And the first time, it appears on a page with an image of countless slaves stacked in a boat so tightly that at first glance, this looks less like human figures and more like a black and white textile pattern almost. How did you come up with this image?
The subject matter is very difficult. It's not pretty. So even though I'm an artist and I try to create images that are visually pleasing, it was important that this subject be portrayed in the way that it I think it should be. It's striking, it's unsettling, but and it also gives you pause. Like, well, this really happened.